power of shifting dimensions in Mao Shan spirit fighting. Okay, so welcome back. In this video, I am going to be sharing with you two concepts having to do with the Mao Shan spirit fighting, and that has to do with pivoting into the door or facing the door. Okay, so these are actual things that we need to do when we are doing the physical sets in order to get the energy that comes through. And what happens when you face the door, when you pivot into the door, is you're pivoting into dimensional doorways. And these give you tremendous power. So again, I'm going to be talking about the physical application of that in the sets in the second part of the video. But in the first part, I want to share with you what the spiritual aspects of these two things, pivoting into the door and facing the door, and how you can apply these in your life. And the whole point of this is to get as much power flowing through you and to be able to master energetically your reality. This has to do with creating your truth. It also has to do with living the identity that you have chosen for yourself. So we're going to talk about that in this video. Before we do that, let's go ahead and open. So we do the Sefue hands, the yin-yang hands. The right hand comes to the chest, the left hand comes underneath. This is, the right hand is the male, the left hand is the female. So we start like that. Then they switch places. So the left hand is on top, the right hand is on the bottom. They come up and face the void. Then we go down and we create the triangle. So you see I'm creating a triangle, but my palms are flat. It's called Quan Kum Seal. That's the first half. The second half, left hand comes up, right hand goes underneath. They switch, come up together, and down. Okay, so if you didn't know before, now you know the Sefue hands. It is the basis of all of the movements that we do. So in all of the spirit fighting movements, you're either dealing with creating this yin and yang, or you're dealing with the triangle. Anyway, we won't get lost in that. But let's talk about facing the door. So in the second part, I'm going to show you exactly where the feet need to be placed, exactly how much weight you're putting on each foot, and what this means. But without giving you any details, if I'm facing, let's say, into 12 o'clock, I'm going to then pivot into 7:30, right? So if we're on we're looking at the face of a clock, there's 8 doors. I'm going to pivot from 12 o'clock, reverse into 7:30, and back. And what I'm doing when I do that, you can see, is I am committing myself. So unlike other martial arts where there's this, they stand back or they're back on one leg, we never do that, because that is a lack of commitment, and that's defensive. So if you put yourself in a defensive posture, you're asking to get smacked. So we never go on the defensive. We're always on the attack. In terms of life, this means we are always attacking life. We never go on the defensive. That doesn't mean that you don't go into a place of neutrality and a place of peace and emptiness. You do. But that's not the same as being on the defensive. I've been, in the last live stream, I got onto some people because they were giving excuses for why they weren't going after the things that they wanted. For instance, I don't know who you are. I don't even know you exist until you type yourself into the comment section. So what I find interesting is that people will put in the comments, I really want to do your practices. Now, I don't even know they exist, and now they're telling me they want to do my practices. And then they'll say right after that, but, and then they'll give an excuse why they can't do it. They don't have a job, they don't have money, I'm in between this, I've got to do these things. And my thought process is, who does that? Who actually introduces themselves to somebody and then makes a positive connection and then says, and that's why I can't interact with you. And it shows somebody who's on the defensive. And again, if you're on the defensive, you're going to get taken out. In terms of life, if you live your life from a defensive standpoint, you never accomplish anything. You're always having an excuse about why you can't get what you want. What the spirit fighting teaches is that you commit to everything. So this is called facing the door. So right now, I am facing the camera. Imagine if I was talking and I was just kind of talking like this. You know, I'm not facing anything. I'm not interacting with you. The energy's all over the place. Now I'm right here with you. I'm facing the camera. I'm facing you. So when it comes to our challengers, whether they be physical challengers, whether they be life challenges, whether they be internal challenges, the thing we don't do is we don't go on the defensive. What we do is we go right into it. We act with no fear. That's one thing about spirit fighting. You don't operate from fear. You're not trying to show how tough you are, but you never have any fear. So something's coming at you, you step into it, you face it physically, you lean into it from the heart. So whenever we're doing the practices, it's coming directly from the heart. Everything is right here. It's never like this. Never. This is never something we do in spirit fighting. And so in life, you never back away from anything. You might want to avoid something, but you never back away from anything. So that is facing the door, pivoting in the door. So you're going after life. You know, this is what you're going after in life. This is what you've chosen to do, your plan in life. This is your strategy. I'm going in this direction. I'm facing it, but you keep bumping into a brick wall. So then what you do is you shift, you pivot into another door, another dimension. So physically I would go from here, and again, we always pivot 1, 2, 3, 4 doors, including the one that you're in. So from here, let's say this is, I'm trying to get rich by buying, selling stocks, and nothing's happening. And over here is working your own business. So I'm going to pivot. Now I'm in this door. Now I've pivoted directly into this door, right? If you were the door I was pivoting into, I'd be here, and I'd pivot right in here, directly to you. Go forward, directly into what I'm talking about. So this is what we mean when we say facing the door. So I'm going to start bringing this into the videos. And again, if somebody comes on like to the live streams and they're saying something, I'm going to say, you're not facing the door. I'll give you a real simple example. This goes all the way back to when I was training with my teacher, and I was talking about some girl that I was attracted to, and he says, face the door. I'm like, what do you mean? He says, ask her out. I said, I have no idea if it'll work out. He's like, look, I don't care whether you go out with her or not. You're telling me that you're interested in her. So face the door. That means you fearlessly go right in, you ask her out. You face the door. Now, I ended up getting shot down and it didn't work out, but I won the battle within myself. I faced the door. When it comes to living your life, again, if I ever see these comments, wow, Mahadeva, I really love what you're teaching. I really want to subscribe to this. I really want to get that teaching of yours. I can't right now because excuse 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, that doesn't somehow make me feel connected to you. This is the craziness of our modern thinking. We think if I talk about how much I like it, that's like halfway to actually doing it, and then I'll have a good reputation. I'll look good if I say I'm really into it, but I can't do it right now. That's just not how life works. So you don't even open your mouth until you're ready to commit to something. But when you commit comfortably from your center, from your heart, and you go after it without any fear, and then it comes to you. All right, so that is the first part of the video to understand the philosophy behind it. Now we are going to go into the second part of the video, and I'm going to show you the exact shifting that we're doing with the footwork, which is called pivoting. Before we were stepping into doors, and now we're going to pivot into them. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. And then I'm going to show you how energetically each one of these 8 doors is a dimensional doorway. It's a dimensional gateway. And so we're going to talk about how you can align your body with each of these dimensional gateways so that the energy will come to you. All right? So that's coming up in part 2 of this video. Part 2 of this video is for only those who have learned the Mao Shan 5-element spirit fighting kung fu forms found at maoshan.thunderwizard.com or at the shop at thunderwizard.com. If you have learned the 5-element forms, subscribe to the Mao Shan Level 1 videos, which you can find at thunderwizard.com in the memberships section.